got some. It's always a little bit of fun at the very beginning. Okay, we've got just here, there's a little bit of colour coming through. So that means around this region, if I just move some opals around here, hopefully let's see how it works out. I'm going to have to get some more opals. These are very, very, very past their prime now. Well, not past their prime. It's just I've picked through them so many times. But believe it or not, hang on, I'm just going to move these out of the way. These go into my rubs jar. You should see there's so many rubs here. So many. I've got so many rubs. I should just sell the rubs, I reckon. I'd make a brisk trade and then I don't have to get stressed about the fact that I haven't kept going with them. Okay, so let's see if we can go. Come on, we can find one. We can find one, surely one. Just the one, come on. Start by digging right up from the bottom of this pile. Invert the pile. And let's see. Hang on. That one, well, it's a little bit. Not that much, really. Nah, I'm not going to call that one an opal. Well, it is an opal. I'm not going to call it a colourful opal. I'm not going to say it's colour. No. It looks like I'm going to have to go and see if my friends have got more opal to sell me, because it looks like I'm finally out. Is that the magic words to say to get the other opal to appear? I don't know. Just quickly moving some other stuff around to see if you can spot it. A little bit here. That's not really an amazing opal to look at. Got to wait for that sun to be a bit more shiny too. Nice shiny sun. And so what I've done here is that I have tried very hard to get all of my ducks in a row to the point where hopefully the Americans in my audience can actually see this stream. I'm hoping that's early enough, but it might not be. Just know that I've tried. I've made the effort. I've desperately tried to get everything sorted out. The reason is that just so you can have an idea about how my general life goes. I get up in the morning, finally found one. Hang on. There's a few cracks in here, but let's just zoom in. Can you see this one? There we go. Hopefully you can see that. I can't see it myself, so hopefully it's a good one from your perspective anyway. It's not bad. There's a little bit of colour. There's a few cracks. But not bad considering that it's a very, very flogged pile. So at any rate, I get up relatively early in the morning. I try and get all of my chores done. By the time it gets to about, I don't know, 8 or 9 at night, I'm really quite tired. And, you know, I'll go grab something to eat, or, you know, try and do some laundry or something. And whilst that's all going on, like, I'll have forgotten about something and I've left something out. And then, there we go. There's a nice one. Pink. Hope you can see that one. Maybe I need to push it up a bit. That one maybe? Is that good enough? There we go. Yep. Up. There it is. Nice pink opal. Grab that one. All right, zoom back. Hello there, people. Who's actually saying stuff? It is Maggie. Maggie, sorry, I have to literally pick up the thing to see. Shout out for the Maggie, basically. And I don't know if you know this, but magpies. We have some that come over here very often, and you know, they say don't feed the birds, and there's good reasons why you don't feed animals. It develops dependence and, you know, all sorts of things, all sorts of troubles. But quite frankly, you look at that face and not feed them. Okay, so that's a very, very weak one, but it's technically one, so I'm taking that and it's a win. Okay, so what's happened here is I'm looking around and I'm seeing that this zone here is starting to get there. Look at that. So it's right here. Found another one too, straight away. So, and another one, straight from that little zone. So what I'm doing is I'm just quickly jumbling it around a bit more, popping a few more in there, see if we can spot some. No, try again. Just this little zone here is where it happened. So I'm just trying to find a few more little opals. I'll show you these guys in a second, but you only have a few seconds of grace before that window closes and you don't know. I think the window has closed actually. I'm just gently looking through, seeing if I can spot something else. Oh, whoop, hang on. Over this side. Yeah, it's moved over just down to here a bit. There we go. And another one. So it's over here in some shade. That doesn't matter. Finding colour in the opals is dependent on the light that's shining on it. And so when the zone, I suppose you can call it, this has got opal in it. It's just got cracks in it as well. So when the light is shining on that spot, it's that spot and that spot only. And it's too bad if there's a bit of shade in the way, because I'm starting to realise that the angles that you find these opals with are sometimes extraordinarily precise. Once you get the flash of the opal, you can then start... I found the flash here, for example, with this guy. Now, you don't have to worry about the fact that it's very hard to find that flash now. You know it's there. And all you have to do now is just try and figure out how it faces. So, you know, that's the challenge here. And if you get that right, you can make like thousands from very, very cheap opal. Now that one's just a crack, it's not a piece of colour. There's some colour there. It's not bright enough. What I'm looking for is just that moment when it just really, really, really brightly shines at you. So I'll show you the ones which I found just earlier, which were just absolutely stupendous. Hopefully you'll see what I saw. I might not. All right, I think that window of opportunity has changed, so oh, hang on. No. That one, did that flash blue? Yeah, we've got a little bit of green flash on this one, so that was good. So let's see what I found. I'll see if I can spot them. All of these have their own unique... Okay, so I've got this one here. I'll zoom right in. So hopefully you're seeing some green flash in there. Might even move it over to here. Let's see if that works. I'm just watching to see what your view is like. So hopefully you're seeing something. I don't know if you are or not. Okay, so I'm just going to try and find that red flash because that was a good one. I don't know what you're seeing, but there is a giant, there's a giant horizon, a giant colour bar that sits in this one. Hopefully you're seeing it, but there's a good chance it's the wrong angle for the camera, so you might not see it. I'm going to go spend 5 more seconds looking through here. I'm going to go, oh, there we go. This one, oh, don't you go down. Let me have a look. Not good enough, not good enough, F minus minus. Okay, I'm going to flip around over to this side. I can't see the camera screen at all now, so if you're telling me, oh, there's a bunyip, run away, I won't be able to tell. I won't be able to do that. Well, I won't read it. I might be able to see the bunyip myself. Hopefully it's not, you know, too naughty a shot. I have no idea what the camera is pointing at, and I realise that it could point at any number of parts of anatomy, and I'm not trying to go for those kinds of videos. Okay, here we go. No. I think we're done with this. Oh, hang on, there's a little bit of a zone here. Let's just try that zone. Listen to the flash, come on. It's very ASMR, isn't it? Let me see. No. But there is definitely something going on just at this point here. Come on. Give me that beautiful colour. Give me that beautiful colour. You can do it. There's a little bit of colour there. Tiniest amount of colour there. Tiniest amount. We can do better than that though. I think we're coming up to I think the sun actually cycles. I don't know what it cycles, but I'm pretty certain that you get the colours just from particular cycles of light from the sun. And once you find that light, you can cut the opal to bring out more of that light, but you have to be able to see it initially. And a perfectly ordinary looking opal might actually produce that kind of colour only at a really, really specific angle at a specific time. It's really weird, but I've been able to produce some pretty fantastic stuff from some pretty ordinary looking opal. So, and this, it all starts doing this. There's a little bit of pink here, keep that. Hang on. Just go. It's moving over. Come on, you can do it, you good thing. We're going to uncut some opals, I think. It's very addictive looking for them. I'm going to keep that. That's just a piece of crystal opal. It's not necessarily something that's shone out at me. What about this one? It'd be nice if this nice big chunk had something. Don't think it does. Clover, clover. Don't need clover. Right. This opal, move that over. Oh, hang on. There we go, there we go, there we go, there we go. There, okay. Yeah, nice piece. Just there. Right. So when you run out of, basically when you run out of opal, you just pretty much invert the entire lot, and that seems to reset it, because I've been explaining it in terms of throwing the dice. If you were throwing a fair dice, you've got, you know, if it's a 6-sided dice, you've got 1 chance in 6 of getting a number. If it's an unfair dice, then you've got maybe a 1 chance in 2 of getting a particular number and a 1 chance in 100 of getting other numbers. If you think about the opal, I hope you can see it, but if you think about the opal, you can see that the shape lends itself to fall a particular way. So you can view it like an unfair dice. So if you just put it down, it'll land flat. It landed like that, but it should land flat. And so that's the most often angle you're going to see the opal at, this flat angle. Oh, there we go. There's a nice piece of colour right there. But if you have a giant tray full of it, or you throw the opal in random directions, then there's a chance that it's going to orient itself in a way that's not as normal. So it acts like an unfair dice. Here's another one. Just the little corner here was glowing red. So once you get the sides that are not normally showing up, then you suddenly get yourself opal colours that other people haven't seen, because they've been used to looking at the opal from a particular angle. And that is my entire philosophy about going through the colourless opal and trying to find something. Alright, I think we're going to stop mucking around with this opal. The problem is, the moment you stand up, you're shifting your own angle, and so you actually see more stuff. You're going, oh, I found a thing. I'll just hang around for 5 seconds longer. That is it's so addictive. I challenge you not to do that. Here we go. Yoink. I freed myself. Woohoo! All right, so Maggie RL is the only person who's commented so far. Whoa, there we go. Ooh. I stood up too quickly, ladies and gentlemen. But everything is all well and good. I should move over one of the water carriers. There's a whole heap of things that I should be doing and I haven't done. And the reason why I haven't done it is because I've deliberately tried to get this stream started a lot earlier, so that anybody who's from the United States of America has a hope in hell of actually seeing this stream. How much time have I wasted already? 15 minutes just looking for stuff. Right. There we go. So I've got a few interesting opals that are sitting around. We've got sunlight here, and we've got lightning ridge opals, which is all well and good. I'm turning on the water supply. Right. Moving that away. These are the ones that I just found. If something happens to, you know, shine brightly at us, we'll work on it. But whoop, there we go. Whoop, 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 whoop. Yeah, that's perfect. Right, so if something shines brightly, if you actually see something, mention it in the comment section, because I might not see it from that angle, just so that you know. And I'm also going to have to shield the camera, or else we're going to have the whole thing overheating. So for what I'm going to have to do for this stream, I just noticed that the camera was in a precarious position. I'm putting a piece of timber over the camera so that it does not overheat. But what that means is it's much harder for me to see any comments. I will periodically lift the timber and have a look, but I can't guarantee that I'll be doing it all the time. So let me see. This timber was just a bit too thick. I'll try it thin a bit. That piece should do it. That bit's too long. This is just ridiculous. Goldilocks. Okay, I'll try and keep myself here so that the camera phone is in shadow. Hopefully that will work. Now, what was I going to do? I was going to show you a few interesting ones, because whilst we've got the sunlight here, we've got a unique opportunity to look at the colours that are going on here. So this one, I can cut it in a particular way, and I've got to do it quickly because it's more sun flash than anything else. So the moment the sun flash is gone, we're not going to see what we're doing. So here we go. Now I'm more than likely going to have to cut that whole piece of sand out of it, but I am trying desperately to keep the opal in there. I think I'm just going to have to cut it. It also migrates, so migrating sand has to go. Okay, what I'm doing is I'm just cutting it in a weird way, which actually gets rid of the largest amount of sand possible. This is not the normal way I cut the sand out. There we go. So what that's done is it's just cleared out the sand. Oh, I've got a pair of scissors here, which is good. Just so that you know, I'm going to move the thing back, and you're going to see, well, hang on, I'll move everything back. So everything back. Okay. So when I'm doing my opal cutting, I'll grab a random opal, and I'm up here, and you'll see that this piece of stuff is irritating my arm. And I've got myself a pair of scissors, but I've never had the, never quite had everything together. I got irritated and I forgot that the scissors were there, or the scissors weren't there. So I'm just cutting that piece off now. I am so happy to have that piece cut off. This opal setup is relatively new. It's not that it's new, it's just that I have to update it every now and then. I have to clean it, get rid of some of the bits of detritus that are hanging around, that kind of thing. So whenever that happens, I've got to just fix up a few little things. Right, little things are fixed. That is the piece I've cut off. Where is the piece that I was cutting it off? There it is. Right. So let's go. Now, just so that you know, I can see something that's indicative of a crack in there, so I'm just going to be very cautious with this. I think it's just because I had to cut it at an angle, so that's all right. These kinds of opals here, they typify the kind of stuff I love, because this is not an ordinary opal. I mean, it is an ordinary opal, but it's not one of the ones that you'll find one of these really dedicated channels cutting, because they usually spend a lot of time selecting good opal, and good on them for doing it. And occasionally I select good opal. Occasionally I will buy a good opal for quite a pretty penny, but the point is I don't usually do that, because, and it's not yay I'm superior or anything, it's just because I enjoy the challenge of cutting a really hard opal. And I think especially if it works well, I think that my audience tends to enjoy watching a hard opal getting cut as well. You can see this is clearly not conforming to any normal standard. But one thing it is doing is it's giving me a massive challenge, and here's the challenge that I've got. Zooming right into this opal. If you have a look on the left hand side of this opal, you'll see it's black. If you have a look on the other side, which is now the left again, because I flipped it, you can see the colour is there. So you need to face it so that the black is behind the colour. How do you do that? Well, sometimes you can't, but that's the challenge that I'm facing. That's what I'm loving doing. So we'll see what we can get done from this. Now, I'm definitely not putting shade on other opal channels. Justin from Black Opals Direct, for example, sometimes I even do some impersonations and stuff. And you think, oh, I hate the guy? No, definitely not. He's the guy that put me onto this in the first place. I was just randomly searching the internet, spotted some guy who was cutting something that looked like it was opal from something that looked like a modified angle grinder, basically. Or bench grinder, sorry. Got fascinated with the whole process, and I decided after looking at it, I'm going, I could possibly try doing something like that. And so I ordered a bunch of opals from a website. I got severely ripped off. And I think that if you get into opals, just so that you know, probably what will happen is that you will get severely ripped off the first time. It's all part of the fun, I suppose. As a side note, if that happens to you, all well and good. Don't despair. Alright, what I'm going to do is I am going to slice this opal. Where am I going to slice it? I'm going to slice it right at the black, I think, because I reckon I might even be able to double side it somehow. Whee! Okay. Small but nice. So let me just put this here. It's a bloody fly. Do I have any fly spray out here? Yes, I do. Alright. I'm going to have to adjust my strategy just to spray some flies. The fly's gone away for the time being. Decided that discretion is the better part of valor, which is probably a very sensible decision from its perspective. Because eventually, if I get annoyed enough by the flies, I start to scheme. And they're going, hey, how will I get this fly? Very Machiavellian of me, I know. Okay. Very tiny, very few carats, maybe half a carat, this one. Because it's also thin as well as small. But quite a lovely little opal, really. That's the first of my ones to go into my doping jar. So let's just, I think that this place is a lot more stable now, so what I can do is I can put this doping jar just down here. Now let me have a look at this final piece. What I'm going to do is I'm going to carve it back and see if we can get a nice black opal out of it. There's no guarantees I can, but it'd be nice if I could. could really go a lasagna at the moment. Yum, 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 yum. Hungry. No, not getting anything, chucking it. Right, so that was a fun thing to start with. Let's have a look what else we've got around here. Might go with that. Shall we grab a Bailey? I think we'll grab a Bailey Opal. Have we got enough sunlight to do this one? Yeah, we do too. So maybe, just maybe, it's time to do this guy. Huge chunk. I am so hungry. I'm going to go get some fruit. This is one of the Bailey ones. Hello, Opal Guy. Oh, you know what? I have a plan. I have a dastardly plan, Opal Guy. Let me have a look and see what I can do. So I could go channel activity. What can I do? Can I make you... Can I do this? Add as moderator. Ha ha ha. There, you can be a managing moderator. Ha ha. Look at that. There you go. How often you're able to take care of that, I don't know. What does it say you are now? Does it say you're a moderator? Let me have a look. I can't see. Hopefully it does. Quite frankly, my friend, it's an honorary position because like you've been there for such a long time, and I discovered that ability, and I'm like, you know what? Yeah, you can moderate. Hang on, I'm just going to grab something to eat. Whole jar of tin fruit. Sorry, I was working so hard to get everything up and running that I forgot to eat. So I'll just use this. You don't want to know what I'm doing. Right. There we go. Here we go. Oh, come on. This is like a torture. Because I can see the fruit, I just can't eat the fruit. Come on, you can do this. There we go, much better. Oh, and the juice and everything, yum. Okay, sorry about all that. Right. There we are. Okay, there's two people here now. Congratulations on your rise in the world. Okay, let's do this one because we can see the colours because of the sunlight. I'll zoom in a little bit. A little bit, I said. Gee, that'll do. Move this over a bit like that. Maybe I can move this over a bit like that. That should solve that. And here goes. Bit too big for this tiny little blade, I reckon, but we're going to have fun anyway. Yeah, I thought about it. I'm going, yeah, I think that I don't mind all that Patreon rubbish that, you know, join as a, you know, top tier Patreon or whatever else and, you know, get your name mentioned and stuff like that. But I don't necessarily want to be known as the guy who paid for the Patreon. Or, you know, I think that we should just reward good contributors, quite frankly. And if you go onto my channel analytics, like your contributions, like there's hundreds and hundreds of them. I'm just watching the blade. It seems to be maneuvering itself fairly haphazardly, shall we say. I might continue this cut all the way down. because we need to have a slightly smaller piece anyway. Here's where it gets dicey. Right. As per usual, the orientation of the opal is just a little bit weird. It twists a bit. And if you're not used to that, you'll just flip it around. You can see it does that kind of thing. Very hard to not have the opal asserting itself in a way that's not going to be good for anyone. Very easy just to carve a spiral into the thing. We're not going to go ludicrous speed, but we're going to go a little bit faster than what I'm doing at the moment. Not ludicrous speed. There we go. That'll do it. Trying to make sure that the sunlight does not fall upon the phone. Just noticed a giant chunk of sunlight made it, so let me just quickly pop this over. Hopefully, if I just cover most of the phone, should keep it out of trouble. I think that'll do. And I'll have a look and see how things are going in a second. As an aside, I was definitely hoping that I was early enough for the United States. I think I even put it in the name of the stream. It's quite tough actually getting everything lined up. And weekends are the only time I can really do it, because weekdays, like, I work. And you know, employers might take a dim view of me using work hours to do my own live streams. I'm just doing a quick modification to this thing, because I've just noticed there's a small snafu going on here. We're still ironing out all of the faults from the new design. Nothing too bad. I just noticed that that the whole bench is shifting, so I'm going to quickly cut off a piece of timber and then slide it underneath, and that should fix that problem. And that should fix that little red wagon. There we are, solved. Alright, so how's it going here? No, I haven't made the sunshade. I actually redesigned the entire Opal desk and didn't bother to put the sunshade in. I should do that. How can I do that? What I can show you is that I thought the overhang would be good enough. Let me show you. So, zooming back, you can see that there's actually this overhanging area here, and that's where all of the water is coming from. You'll notice there's some blue dye in there because I was just trying to figure out where all of the water was coming and going. It's not all Windex, but basically, I was hoping that this thing overhung well enough, but it doesn't, basically. So, that's the dilemma. I'm sure it'll solve itself. Anyway, let's get back to the cutting of the opal. I just remembered there's a jar of fruit up there. Just remembering from my time in Nebraska, as a piece of curiosity, Don, did you know that even the yogurt is different? They put a little bit more beetroot juice-based dye into American yogurt. And of course there's that corn syrup-based sugar sweetener. So it's a little bit more sickly sweet, and it, from my perspective, looks a bit weird. Gotta love yogurt though. Didn't take me long to forget about those kinds of differences. Oh, that was like corner pocket. Here we go. I don't want to sound anti-patriotic, but you should try things sweetened with cane sugar. They're delicious. What? Say again? Big W, what? Open the door so I can hear you.
I'm just gonna go grab some more ice cream trays. I can't do this anymore.
You're grabbing, what can't you do anymore?
I'm gonna grab some more ice cream trays. It's way too hot and there's not enough ice.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Also, don't leave this open, bugs can get into it.
More mayonnaise, delicious.
Do you want me to put this in the fridge for you?
No, it's still eating.
Just be careful, I don't want any bugs getting into it.
It's alright.
Only 2 places in America that grow cane sugar. Cane, I think that's cane sugar.
Yeah.
Hawaii and Puerto Rico.
Well, that's not very, not very mainland, is it?
By the way, you said cane and not cane.
Yeah, everyone has autocorrect problems.
Oh, I can't even speak, man. I say te instead of the.
What?
I say te instead of the.
Oh, yeah, I hate te.
I know, because I type too quickly.
When you say people, do you get PDL?
No, but that sounds awfully a lot like pedophile. That was phone. Yeah, don't worry, I get it. I'm a keyboard typer. I type too quickly, and I make one too many misspellings. So no judgment from me here, buddy. Anyways, I'm gonna be right back. I should be back in around 30
Love
minutes.
Love you, bub.
Love you.
Yeah, turn it on. You're gonna have to face it outwards. Yeah, make sure the thing out. So we're going to have the noise of the air conditioner because it's getting very warm inside. But well, we're cutting opals, aren't we? She's going off to the local shops to go get some ice cube trays. Australia is heating up now, in case you were wondering. It's not too bad. It's a bit humid today, so I'm going to go for an American 90 degrees, I reckon, Fahrenheit. Find out later on how accurate that is. Yeah, I know. You know my story about going to Nebraska and becoming an official corn husker. I never husked any corn. I just wore a corn cob on my head and went to a ball game. No, I didn't. I went to a football game. Well, I suppose that's a ball. At some stage, someone's going to have to explain to me what a behind is. Not in terms of what, you know, that rock star is shaking on the video clip, but in terms of American football gridiron. Everyone was very happy when they scored a behind. Well, with corn is something that just grows once and then you cut it down. So usually there's one season for corn. But sometimes, if you're lucky, there's two. If you've got particularly fertile ground and other things. But if you've got fertile enough ground to grow corn, you're probably going to want to grow cotton. If you want to grow 2 years worth of corn, two seasons of corn, you probably want to grow cotton because that's a much more lucrative crop. It's environmentally quite terrorizing, but you don't blame a farmer for trying to make a buck or two. By the way, I didn't know what to make of, and I'm going to talk politics for just a second, but I didn't know what to make of the election. But then I had a look at what was going on. Now, how many people ended up voting? It was, what, 160 million roughly out of 3 million people. Now, I know there's a lot of people that are not very happy with the result, and I'm one of those people. You're allowed to have an opinion on who to vote for and all that sort of stuff, so don't worry. No judgment there. But the thing is, though, that 160 million, roughly 50% of America voted. I think that's actually good. Even if the result isn't what you want, that's good that many people voted. That was good. And also to those people who, I'm not talking to you necessarily, Opal guy, because I think you're old and wise enough to understand how the world works, but other people might be feeling like the world's about to end because their political party didn't make it. Well, no. A lot of bad things might happen, yes, and things will be suboptimal, yeah. But we'll live. We'll get through it. Sorry, I was just looking at this in the sunlight and I'm trying to figure out where to go. There are so many options for this particular stone. I'm going to zoom in on it. So if you have a look right where my thumb is, I'm going to put, just in case you can't see anything from this, as a matter of fact, I think that we've got a bit of, yeah, might have to clean the, I think I need to clean the screen. So we'll try it from here, and here, and here. See if that works any better. I think we're better. Right. So I'm going to put my thumb where I want my thumb to go now. Right. Thumb goes here, and then so there's a color bar just about half a centimeter, well, from where my thumbnail is to half a centimeter above, up to where the dark patch is, if you can actually see the dark patch. So that's interesting. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. I'm sure I'm going to do something. I'm just looking here, I'm going, should I cut? And I think I should. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to score a line right where the colour bar ends, or at least a millimetre or two above it. Right. Here we go. a look. Right, that's interesting, because the dark patch is not necessarily following where the colour bar was. So I'm still going to follow the dark patch in the hopes that there is some common sense to it. Then, yeah, follow that contour all the way up. I think that'll work. Got hit in the face with a piece of opal shard. By the way, I have no idea what a super moderator does. Non-optimal focus. Oh, yeah, sorry. Sorry about that. Problem is, I'm trying to manage the camera angles. When they had TVs, if you remember what those things are, they had a whole bunch of people in a room who paid attention to which camera was running at what zoom angle and all that sort of stuff, and they would snap to that or throw to that or whatever they did to that. Now you've just got me, who will sometimes forget that I've zoomed into something. I do appreciate when the kids come along and read out the comments. Emma will come in sometimes and go, oh gee, what are you doing with your camera angles? Fix it up for me. Never realised that was the role of a child. Producer of the show. Then she'll say something somewhat off colour and I'm like, ah, off you go. Not that kind of show. There we go. Now, let's have a look at what side we're going to be using. Probably both. We'll just smooth them all down. I've started to learn with these opals. These ones are very interesting. You need to roll them in. There we go, there we go, there we go, go, go. There we go, there we go, 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 go. So my youngest was out a little bit earlier. When she came out, She had a beef with her older sister. Apparently, she was I don't understand this dispute. You'll just have to work with me here. My oldest daughter was making ice cubes the wrong way. How that works, I don't know. I can think of some ways that you can make ice cubes the wrong way. For example, if one of your ingredients is lava, your ice cubes will have a great deal of difficulty melting in your drink. Unless you happen to be drinking, sun fusion or something like that. How close are we to the money there? Very interesting. Whoop. Is that helping? I'm not getting that much on that side, so let's try the other side. Got a lot of water going everywhere, so that's a good thing. Whoops, that wasn't any good. Just checking out, see if that's actually helping with anything. Maybe. Let's try that side. We've got an issue of facing, I think. We've got to be very cautious as to how this thing faces. Just having a few good looks at it. Oh, we're winning here. Okay, right. So let's see if this works. Hopefully you'll start to see something good from here. And there it is, excellent. Okay, so I'm just going to very carefully carve this in like so, carve this in like so, carve this in like so. Alright, it's starting to really get in there, which is good. So let's just see. show you in a second. I'm just trying to get all of the opal that I can. It was originally quite a large stone. It's amazing how it eventually gets reduced down to something that's, well, not very large. Come on in, spinner. Can we? Yep, we're getting more. We're getting more. I'll just do one more bit of a run here and then I'll start showing you what I've got. Now the opal itself isn't all that bright, but it doesn't need to be because there's this dark base here. It's a Cooper Pedy stone. But sometimes you get these grey Cooper Pedy stones, and I'm not sure people actually like the grey stones, but they certainly have their advantages in that they help to retain the colour. Let's turn this, let's have a little bit of a break, because guess who we've got? Hello, buddy. How you doing? Now listen, I've been having a chat with the neighbours. Apparently they feed you as well. They feed you mealworms. I'm going to go and get some food for them. Here comes the other one. Hang on. I shall return. Yoy. They know. Here, look. Just bringing the air conditioner back because it's really getting quite hot over here in Australia. It's okay, I'm just going to go sitting over here. Just going to sit over here. All right. So, I'm going to put this over here and then yes, you, come on. That hurt my thumb. Just going to move that. It's all right. Right, you come here. Good bed. Yep, a magpie. If you've ever heard about those death birds, and did you hear that descending call? That's their warning call. So if you hear that, you're about to get swooped. But I don't get swooped in my neighbourhood because they know me. They're territorial, and so my No, there you go. Honestly, that's his wife. Come here. Stop being such a guts. I've got another piece, don't you worry. So those are for those people who don't know, these are the birds that are so maligned in Australia for swooping you and all that stuff. They are so bloody beautiful. Because they're corvids, they're also extremely intelligent. Yeah, I know. You came in and you rearranged my wallpaper on my phone, didn't you? Yeah, I know. That one's a hacker. This one, well, he's the husband, and he spends most of his time as a builder's labourer. G'day, Ian. Fed a Maggie some bread. Yeah, don't touch that. That's a coffee grinder, and I'm going to be using it to grind up circuits. Are you kidding me? Yeah, I think there's not much here now, guys. Are you going to let me go and do the opals now? There's also a bearded dragon who lives in my back garden. I'll show that to you at some point. And yes, I did mow the lawn not too long ago. There's the opal that I was selecting. All right, back we go. 30 degrees. Hang on for a second, I'll ask Google. Okay, Google, what's the temperature? $32. So 32, double it at a few 70, I suppose, 70, 80 Fahrenheit. Hey, Gilly. -2 tonight. Oh, that sounds lovely. What's that? That's like 25, 30 Fahrenheit. Is that right? Yeah. So we just had the magpie break. It's getting harder and harder to look at this particular piece of opal because you needed sunlight to view it, but that's okay. $28. Okay, so that's very interesting. Ian, guess what? It's 30 degrees at your neck of the woods, and it's 30 degrees at the opal guy's neck of the woods. Yeah, I just double it. It's a little bit different to that because, like I've been saying before, -40 is the same. So there's a little bit of an increase as you go. But yeah, basically, I don't know exactly how I do it. I just kind of double it and add a few. But 32 makes sense because Fahrenheit was made for humans. Human temperatures, like thermometers and stuff. So adding 32, adding the human temperature sounds about right. Nine fifths plus 32. Well, that's why doubling it's close enough, I suppose. So let's go for 5 degrees. That means it's 9 plus 32, which is 41. Yeah, so I said the rule of 40s, didn't I? So, yeah, the rule of 40s. Negative 40, they're all the same. 0 is 40, give or take. And 100 is 40, give or take. Yeah, that works. Hang on, I'm just doing it. For the 16 plus. It's hard to do on the fly. Plus 20, 32 plus 32. That can't be right. Done something wrong. Yeah, we're just trying to work out a way to, like, if you work in Celsius, that's great. You know what 28 feels like. So, give or take, I'm actually going to do, I reckon maybe if we do it the rough way, instead of going double plus 32, just round and double and add 30. So for 28, you go, double it, roughly 50, then add 30, 80. I wonder if doing the bucket works. Oh yeah, of course, the humidity. Everyone gets annoyed by humidity. That's what happens if you live in the tropics. Gilly, is it storming around your area? Because we're starting to see some clouds and winds come around. I don't think this particular one's going to be a magnum opus, but it's not going to be too bad either. I'm just trying to get as much opal in as possible. And it might be that the opal, I will see. Well, maybe. Does it respond to rolling? Not particularly. Oh well. Might on the other side. We're not going to worry about that. So this is basically proof that size in isn't everything, because look, it's just I did my best to face it correctly. I did assume the bar could be perpendicularly faced. Maybe that is the wrong assumption to make. I'm going to run out of sun, so I have to use the ambient light. So what I'll do is I'll just finish facing that up, and that will be the opal for that particular chunk. Just probably have to face it a bit better. Would you look at that? Gah. All right, let's get some nice other bits of opal that aren't going to do that to me. Let's have a look at this one. I'll pick up that piece later on and I'll salvage it. I just don't want to touch it right now. I'm just a bit annoyed. Magnum opal, yeah. Tell you what, I think it ended up being the 44 Magnum opal, didn't it? Go ahead, waste an hour. Magpies are still there. Then you haven't fed me. I have fed you. Oh, that's good. They're actually taking out some of the lawn beetles. Not that I really have that much against lawn beetles either. I mean, they technically ruin your grass. Instead of having the asterisk there, you should have had TM. If anybody else uses the term Magnum opal, you copyright strike them on YouTube. To be honest, in all the excitement, I lost count. So I suppose you got to ask yourself one question. The question I have to ask is punk really that much of an insult? Or was it in the Wild Wild West? Look. Right, what to do? Actually, I'm thinking about it. This opal thing actually sounds like the alarm cry of a magpie. But the magpies are gone. They're probably off at the neighbours. And as an aside, this opal hasn't ended up being exactly all that fascinating, has it? I might cut this one in my own time because I don't think it's going to look any better. What I'm going to do, because this one's nice and bright and colourful, I'm just going to very quickly shape it. And then I've at least got something nice and bright and colourful. I'll also show you some of the other ones which have been cut later. The one I cut yesterday, or maybe the day before, can't remember which one that was, but that ended up doing quite well. And I might show you the polishing setup, how that works out. It's not quite all together yet, but it's working well enough. And because I've got, well, if you have a look here, this is my jar of rubs. I mean, it's insanely huge, and it's getting insanely huger. So I've got to really make efficient the process of making stones, or alternately selling the rubs. Probably could do that. Well, hello there. That looks like Japanese writing there. So Itashiwa Phil-san, I think. Oh, thank you. I mean, arigato. That's about as good as my Japanese is. I could say some weird crap like Itashiwa ushi desu. Yep, that is exactly what I'm trying to say. I am a cow. Okay, there is an opal that's pretty much a rub straight away, so in that goes. That's kind of handy because it's getting depressing. Alright, let's go have a look inside the famed bag of blueness. So it absorbs some of the moisture. Now that's an interesting thought. Okay, that's an experiment that we haven't tried. Okay, so the ongoing dispute is A, what is a hydrophane opal? And B, are Australian opals hydrophane? Now, most people say no, Australian opal is not hydrophane. But if you know anything about chemistry, you would be saying, well, they'd have to be a little bit hydrophane because that's kind of how it all works. I'm going to have to slice this. For those people who don't regularly cut opal, or at least watch opals being cut regularly, and you're wondering why I'm seemingly slicing perfectly good opal away, if it's a bit thin, it will get worn away to nothing anyway, and it will be inconsistent in thickness, and you'll end up cutting away way too much opal, just grinding it to the correct kind of shape. You're much better off cutting it clean off and turning the smaller, thinner piece into a smaller, thinner opal. You end up actually cutting a lot more opal that way. As you can see, I'm not spending so much time rubbing this the top part down to something which is compatible with the smaller fragment that I've just cut off. Can you cut and paste? I'm hearing some thunder actually, so I think we'll get some of that later on tonight, or even in an hour or two. So maybe when I'm starting to finish up with this opal, we'll get some storming activity. Now, did I see in my feed something about a comment, Opal guy? I was getting set up for this and I noticed something that you'd perhaps taken a photo of a comet. Or is that old news and I haven't seen it for whatever reason? I am going to cut this right off here and make it into, a cab and a small triangle. Or I'm going to just fling it into the four winds. Either way. Here's a little interesting factoid. It's a little bit interesting. It's not amazingly interesting. A little factoid about where I came from. When I was a young whippersnapper, my father upped sticks and went to England, and we lived in Wales for a little while. Now, as amazing as that is, there's a strange confluence with the Japanese language. Lewis Black, on what, so is it a political rant? Yeah, you watch it, it's fine by me. What's the time? Yeah, it's nearly, I'm going to try and find a nice impressive opal to finish off with soon. And then we'll look at birds. Right. Well, I'll Google him later, because, like, I don't watch... I have fairly interesting political views, but I don't really watch that much politics. Oh. Is that the one who reads... Is it? There's this one that reads letters as well. I love that. Yeah, I like those sorts of things because there's a lot of very good material out there. There you go, have a look at that before you go. Oop. Not bad. Pop that into the jar. Let's see what I've got here. One of these, surely. These are the ones which I found just today. Some pretty nice ones, so let's have a look. That one, nope. That one, nope. That one, nope. That one, nope. We'll look and see if we can get that one. Okay, I'm going to do this one. It's a crystal opal, so we'll see what that ends up looking like. Not that you need my permission, but yes, you can go if you need to. No one else is allowed to go and watch him. Only the Opal guy, because like he's got special privileges and stuff. That's me talking poo. Whoop. So, with the same conversation of the Opal guy gone, I'm going to have to resort to going, wow, it's amazing. I think pretty soon the US audience will be in bed anyway. I'm very curious as to how this thing's going to face, because there's obvious striations at the top, which are good, but I don't know how it's all going to work out. Yeah, just here. Hang on. Well, there was colour here. Hang on. Gonna have to do this whole trick again. Oh, come on. There we go. Are you joking me?
Sorry, I'm just helping Nanny with her shopping.
Oh, Nanny?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
She was getting cat litter and stuff for her house. And so I ended up picking it all up and packaging in her car and just once she drove me home.
Yeah. Oh, J's for Genius. There we go. There's the colour.
Oh, I remember J's for Genius.
There's the colour. You can just see it there. Thanks for showing up, Jay. I was having trouble showing the colour to people.
Hi. We have a little magpie. We have two magpies.
Yeah, I know. I fed them on live stream.
They're getting water.
I'm pretty certain there will be colour on this thing. At some point I'm going to just do an experiment. I'm going to go out and just grab a pebble off the side of the road or something when Jay arrives to see what happens. I'm actually pretty confident of colour with this one, Jay, so...
But I love you.
Mm-hmm. Oh, have a look at this. My daughter has just gotten a container of water with ice cubes in it for the birds.
I know which one was here earlier today. See how thirsty they are?
Yeah. But after giving them a lot of dog food, they might explode.
Well, they need water.
Oh, you're fishing, are you, Adele? Hello.
See, they're thirsty.
For the people who are interested, that's my English, no. Collaboration of Curiosities. Adele, you can join her channel.
Do you think it's good water?
What?
Do you think they think it's good water?
I think they do. They're quite liking it. Suppose we could get the magpies to get us some pretty pebbles. That's it for that one. No cameras. No cameras.
Must be a hot day.
Yeah, it is. It's about 30.
Yeah, think about how dehydrated they are.
I know.
I saw one of them drinking from one of those like pipes that catch the rainwater.
Yeah.
That's when I first tried to offer them water out of
Yeah.
the glass, and then I found that one.
Well, just so you know, collaboration of curiosity. Sorry, I'm talking to people. I'll be finishing this opal and maybe one or two others. Then I'll be showing people birds, and then I'll be off the stream. I've been going for 1:32. 2 hours is about maximum for me. So what I might do is once I'm done, I'll just see when your stream is on, and I'll just at the very least open it up. I need to grab myself a drink, I think. Maybe not just iced water. Now the issue I have here is that I can see colour bouncing off it, just not a lot. And I'm wondering whether I want to keep it like this. You know what I do? I want to keep it like this. There is colour here, and I'll straighten this out. So if the colours start to pop out, all well and good. But I like it like this. So I've made a decision. That's right, I've decided. Actually, this side's even better. I think this is one of the only times, I don't have any gold on me, but this is one of the only times when I'd accept putting an opal into a gold setting, because it's clear and it can probably, you know, reflect some of the gold. There it is. That's a nice way to do it. So what's happening is that ever so slightly some colour is coming out here. I'm reasonably certain that the colour is actually perpendicular to the direction that I'm cutting it. Absolutely, there it is. Right. Yeah, I'm a little bit better. One of the things was we had a plan to visit my mother today. Actually, whilst J is for Genius is here, I will do a bit of a an update on what's going on. So, most of the people here are aware that my father has cancer, or had cancer, or is cancering somehow. So he was given some chemo, and that didn't exactly agree with him well. And we don't expect it to agree with him, because the whole philosophy of chemotherapy, of course, is to kill the cancer slightly faster than it kills you. So yes, we expected a few troubles. But what happened was that his ability to fight infection just reduced, and his artificial knee, of all things, had an issue. And now, whilst this was all going down, I started getting my cough. So there was no way in hell I was going to visit my father, even though he was all sad and sore and all those sorts of things. No, the risk was just too great. What I'm doing is I'm cutting pieces off, because I'm thinking that different oriented pieces might actually yield some colours, or fling in very, very far directions. I think I cut myself somehow. Yeah, there you go. So at any rate, we had planned to have some kind of event with the family and my father and my mother and all these people today, but let me demonstrate my cough. Hang on. Still a little bit coughy. A little bit. There's no way in hell I'm visiting my father under those circumstances. Not unless he was absolutely going to die. But it's not the case, so we're giving him the best chance possible. But my daughter just went to the shops to get some ice cube trays, because apparently she had some critique of her sister who can't make ice correctly. I don't understand. It's too complicated for me. I don't understand what she was talking about. But when she did that, she actually ended up at the shops with my mother, her nan, the person who we couldn't see today because we were too worried about, health and stuff. So my daughter has managed to visit Nan, which is really good. There's a bit of colour just at the end there. Okay, I'm liking this stone. I'm not sure what you can see, but the colour is nice, but it's very subtle. We'll get a bit of sun flash out of this, I'm sure, but more importantly, I think we're going to, this is going to require a facet, I think. Yeah, I'll be faceting this. The other thing I'll be doing, I'll carve it that way, and I will also give it a pretty severe angle this way, and this way, and this way, and this way. Do exactly the same here. Having a quick look at the faceting job. I think that's nice. Yep, and it's working. We'll see how well it works ultimately. But so what I'm doing now is I'm just rounding this thing off. This might not end up worth anything. It's one of these particular stones that I'll like and maybe nobody else will. I am perfectly happy to get stones like that. That said, some of the colour's bleeding through, and I'm like, that means I might be able to sell it. Boo. But after all this effort, I'm not selling it for $50. I'll sell it for 100 or greater. We'll keep most people out of the market. Go, it's too expensive. That's right, it's too expensive. I get to keep it for myself. Whee! So my child is still out there looking after those magpies. I'm not sure I can describe exactly what's going on with this stone. It's not that it's complicated, it's just it's intermittent. There's a magpie just looking at me. For birds, there is a peculiar thing called a gastrolith. That's a stone they have eaten to help them digest their food. I'm pretty certain those magpies have gone onto my opal station and helped themselves to a few of my opals, therefore making possibly the world's most expensive gastroliths for a bird. So if I didn't like it, I would have, stopped working on it a long time ago. There it is. Let's have a look at it really close up. There. So you can see that, the magpies, they're related to corvids. They at least follow the ecological niche that corvids are supposed to follow. So crows and all those sorts of bad, naughty. Sorry, I was not paying attention, and I'm absolutely smacked the back of that opal. There we go. You can see that there's a little bit of colour showing up in there, which is good. So the lightning's getting wild. It's looking pretty sedate over here. So I think you're getting the end of the storm that's not the same end. Actually, I'm going to put that on a drop stick. Zooming back. Let's quickly just do this piece. This is a different stone. It was just one that I'd done a little while ago, and I never finished it off, and always been meaning to. Listen to me just making an absolute mess of them. Travelling fast, is it? Okay. Yeah, earlier on I'd been cutting the grass with a knife because I enjoy doing that. When I went inside, the sweat was absolutely streaming down my face, and I know that from experience that, yeah, if that happens, you know there's going to be a pretty epic storm somewhere, usually at yours. Well, that never eventuated. I thought that there was going to be something for sure here. Let me cut that end off. Do you reckon those magpies would accept refuge if the storm got brutal enough? They have come in for food before. I mean, not by invitation. They just came in. But if it's brutal enough outside here in the weather, I'm happy for them to, you know, take refuge here for a while. So perhaps it's not so much an opal as a colopterite. In case you're wondering what a colopterite is, it's fossilised dinosaur poo. What I mean by that is that, you know, you can't polish a turd. Alright. So let's go have a look at one of these ones. Now we'll go and look at... Let's have a look at Caleb's offerings. There are a few good ones still in here. A few good ones? There's dozens. I'll show you. We'll finish off on one of these, I think. Ooh. Put that one away, down, and we'll move these ones away. That one's that one. So that one's a candidate, and I'll show you why in a second. Just looking through them all, figuring out which one is the best. Ooh, did I see something on that one? It's an epic one. No. No. That might be, but it's too risky, not for the final magnum opus style thing. That one looks like an offcut, which is nice, but no. That one's big, but no. Another big no, although there's a nice chunk of green on it. Looks like that other one that I was just showing you before is the star candidate. Not that one. Right, let's have a look at this guy. I'm going to quickly carve this one back and see what it looks like. Because it might be good. Probably not, but might be. Sometimes I select opals based on maybe, just maybe, this one's a good opal. It's got a crack on it. Oh, that doesn't seem to be going anywhere, so I'm stopping with that. All right. This is the piece, isn't it? Yeah, this is the piece. Right, so I'll carve this piece off here. Should I show you any of it before I start going really hard at it, or should it just be a surprise? I don't know. Let's zoom in a little bit. Oh yes, I know what you're talking about. Sorry, I was just off in my own little world cutting things. Gilly, it's harder than that. Like, part of my degree is in hydrology, and like, they don't insure a lot of those places, and people forget that there are floods there. There's 50-year floods in those regions, right? And it takes quite some time for another big flood to occur, and people have just forgotten by that stage. And also there's pressure on housing and all sorts of things, and governments, they can't see past their own noses. There's a lot that goes into that. It's just because we collectively as humans seem to have this memory that only lasts for about 50 years, and we don't remember why people were not anxious to build at such and such a place. And if the floods weren't happening for, a decade or so, some other group would be complaining to council/government that not enough was being done about housing. And Gilly and Jay for Genius, just so that you know, I agree with you on all the points you've been saying. There's no way you should be building houses in these locales. And seriously, a lot of the time people do put huge disincentives to actually build a house in these places. People build them anyway. Basically, you can't stop people from being idiots. You've heard the phrase, if you idiot-proof something, they just make a bigger idiot. No. The way I kind of rationalise it in my own head is, like, I think about it, if in the course of my career, like what I'm doing at the moment, there was a simple, shift I could do to my work pattern or something that doubled my income, would I do it or not? Probably, yeah. Now, if you say that doubling of the income, whatever it is actually inherently unethical, would I still do it? Probably no. But you're starting to look at people and going, well, maybe that person would, or maybe that person would. And in a way, I don't blame them. It's just, we've got to figure out better ways to run things than just using money. Well, the problem is, and you were talking about houses right next to the creek, if you put a house next to a creek, that actually reduces the capacity of the creek to absorb water. So the further the houses are, the further the roads are from the creek, the less likely you are to get flooding. That's just basically how it works. We've known that for some time. Watergan Mountains. Is that a is that a First Nations word, or is that actually a just a pidgin word for basically water? You know you're in trouble if the local name for the place is the local word for water and they repeat it. So if it's whatever it is, water, you know that place has a lot of rain. Here it comes. Oh. Well, Woolamai doesn't exactly nail it down, does it? Woolamai National Park is a rather large park. If you've seen that gully where the Woolamai pines were found, they were carved out by some epic rainfall events. So if you're anywhere near there, well, yeah, you've got an awful lot of water, potentially. That's good. We've got some more. All right, come on, you can do it. Watch this. Oh yeah. Going to have to round that off a little bit. Don't really want to. It's too thin. That's better. Good. Bit of rounding. That's better for finishing stone. Right, we've got the southerly buster starting to happen here. What I'm trying to do here is show you what this looks like. Hang on. Just believe me, it's a good one. Hang on, I'll zoom in a bit. There we go. Oop. Let's try here. Honestly, impossible to get you that angle. It's glowing like something that glows a lot. Hang on. moving right around trying to get that nice little glow effect for you. But you can see it a bit. It's really quite a nice opal. No phone reception, what a problem. Alright, turning that off. Water off. I might keep that as a... No, now it's glowing away there, is it? No, can't see it. Look. From the top a bit. And you can see it glowing a little bit. Oh well. Yeah, there are colour flashes there. You'll have to believe me though. It's not exactly giving away its secrets. Now have a look at this one. This is one that I did earlier in another stream. And I've started to polish it up. I was like, must remember to show them this one. Now that's a light colour as far as you can see, but it's not really that light a colour at all. Hang on, I'm just going to go pop the... This is the remaining pieces of stuff that I've been building the opal stuff out of. Ugh. What a great description. The remaining stuff that I've been building the opal stuff out of. There we go. So I've just popped that there. There's a... Whoops, I've got to get that out of there. I've got to move that out of there before I break it. There we go. You can go there for the time being. Right. We'll go see the birds in a second, but I'm just going to quickly give this a bit of a polish down because it's so close to being done. Not funny. So what I'm doing at the moment is I'm using this one here with a little bit of water from a slightly different water setup, and it seems to be working okay. You can see that. Now, where's that soap? You can see it's a little bit hydrophobic, so I like to add a bit of soap to the system. The interesting part about all of this is that I haven't actually used the screen yet, so this will be the first time streaming using the screen, and we'll see how it works out. May work well, may work bad. Okay, so it's definitely very interesting trying to get it in here, and can you do it? Yes, you can. There we go. Definitely can do it. It is a little bit awkward, but I'm getting down. Could probably stand and do it relatively easily. Let's see. Yep, standing it's relatively easy to do. So I've got two ideas about this. If I'm going to be, you know, cutting opals, I want to be able to do it on a live stream, that's fine. So I have to do whatever I can to stream the opals being cut. This one is a Bailey's. You should be able to see something now. This one is a good one. This is a really good one. It's a white stone, but that does not matter. Right. because I know something about this, I'm going to put the one grip onto it, like so. So basically I'll show you the one grip. It's all in a series of syringes that are at the front, and I use this thing up to 3,000, or the equivalent of 3,000. One is like 1,000. This is most decidedly a Bailey's opal. Now I've got to make contact with him today because he put out one and he said $100, and I said, yep, sold. It's only 80 carats. So it's $1 a carat. That's pretty good for what he's trying to sell. Excuse me for 1 second as I try and figure out. I've got some glasses loops here. As a matter of fact, just so you can see what I'm doing. You might get a kick out of this. Yeah. Alright. Nearly done. So what I'm saying is that the surface itself is actually quite rough, but it's shiny and rough. So all I need to do is basically smooth it down just a little bit more, and we're cooking with gas. So, I don't know, can you see? Yeah, there we go. Look at that. What a world we live in though. Like, I'm sitting here, I'm cutting an opal for you, which was sold to me at a relatively cheap price by another YouTuber. You know, you're getting to see the whole process. And I should make sure that I get a hold of those opals, because think about this. They, you see him actually selling the stuff, you see me buying the stuff, you see me cutting the stuff. You see beautiful opals as a result of it. It's a beautiful world we live in. It's so connected. I do want to visit Cooper, but I'm not going to disturb the dude because, well, he's a kid. I might contact him and say, listen, I want to go hunt through some mullet piles. Do you have any around? Oh, wow. I hadn't even noticed. There's 7 likes there. Thank you, whoever did that. All right, let's have a look at that. The play of colour should be pretty fantastic on it. I think we're starting to get some rain happening, but may as well give you the freak show again. And they're oh so slowly. Still a few little scratches and scrapes on it. So I'll give it another go with this paste. Might even mix it with the previous paste, the slightly coarser paste. So that's what I'm doing now. It seems to work out better to do it this way. Watch this space basically. This particular opal is a surprisingly good one. So good that I'm not really concentrating too much on cutting corners and smoothing it all out and stuff. I'm trying to make sure that it's... By the way, how's everyone's cucumbers? Right, let's see if that works. Yeah, my daughter? Odd. Where'd you get a crazy idea like that from? Finally, yeah, it's getting there. Still a little bit, still a little bit rough. So I'll give it another go. Still had some of that paste on my finger, so I'm just going to sort of round. What I might even consider doing now, I'll take this off and I'll get rid of the screen, and I reckon I can do it one-handed. Oh, I nearly lost it. Oh. Let me just put that in a place it's not going to... That would have been fun because I was wearing the Queensland safety boots. Yeah, it's a little bit easier to do this one-handed. As a matter of fact, do you reckon even... Oh man, it just sits on the thing. The only issue, of course, is there's no barrier between the equipment and the phone, so any splashback goes straight onto the phone. But way convenient. That sounds like Max. In case you're wondering why I'm putting that much effort onto this particular opal, it's clearly worth it. I wonder if I can get 1,000 for this one. Might be able to. Yes, 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 we know. We know, we know. Oh, just in case you didn't know I was a soil scientist, there's the shirt I got when I did the competition. Very amusing. You'd think that these people are good with the geological and, you know, earth sciences. When you have a look at their world map, New Zealand ain't on it. Right. Oh, so close, so close. This bit here is still a little bit dodgy. So what will I do? I'll use just the really coarse grit because it's nearly shiny enough, but it's just not quite there yet. And it goes there, I think. Oh, I know. Your life is over, isn't it, Max? In case you're interested, that was Max. Max the cockatoo. We'll be seeing him in just a few minutes. Sorry, just taking a quick drink. That's so good. Sorry about that. So what I'm doing is I'm making sure that I'm never keeping the opal, I'm never polishing it on the one orientation. So I start here, it's oriented to the side a bit, then it's oriented slightly differently at this side, just in case you were. The reason why the birds are a little bit as excited is that they are a bit scared of storms and they know a storm's coming, but also it's been a hot day and they wouldn't mind having a bit of a bath. So I'm reasonably certain that bird is calling out my name. So time to have a look and see if it's finally up to standard. This is how you have to do it. They are luxury items, so you've got to make sure that your opal is 100% cockatoo scream free. Very, very close. I'm going to just quickly do an emergency. Stop it. Okay, we'll see if that helped. I just did a quick, because there was just some rough patches right on the edges. So let's see if just giving it a little bit of a juice now will help it. One of the intriguing parts about this, and there are ways and means around it. Hang on for 1 second. Right. Sorry about that. One of the intriguing things about that, I've just lost my train of thought. Just so you know, it's sitting in at about maybe 3 carats or so. I don't know. We'll find out in a little while. Hopefully it's sitting there at 3 carats. That is Max. He really is getting demanding, I suppose is a good way of putting it. Okay, I just hit my knuckle against the Velcro. That was not at all painful. Can you please, you know, see that rolling flash? It's almost like a salon star pattern. Pretty impressive. So what I'll do is I'll just have a quick look and see what it looks like under the loop. No. Seriously? What have I got to do, mate? What have I got to do? Okay. So I'm using this stuff, 2.5, 2,500 grit basically. Pop that back in where it's supposed to go. So that's what it looks like. And now we're going to move over to the next phase. So this particular thing I've got here is a piece of sandpaper which is against another felt pad. The sandpaper at some stage was 1,000 grit. Most of that is gone now. So what you're left with is whatever oils you stick onto the opal itself. Now, I don't know if I'm just being fanciful here or not, but it seems to be that this works really well doing it this way. No, this is not an episode of Doctor Who. Right, okay. So basically I need to make sure that the side parts of the stone are okay, just in case you're wondering what it's looking like now. It is well worth the effort, put it that way. I'm just giving it a quick zhoosh here, and then I'll quickly have a look back, and then we'll talk about doing some better grits and some cerium oxide and stuff. I think half of the deal is it's thicker, so it means it's harder to, it's a non-standard shape, and so it's harder to get to all of the places. That's, I think that's half of the issue. So, sorry about the view, I'm just trying to concentrate. We'll get back to the normal scheduled viewing in just a second. Okay, let's see if that did it. What I'm doing is I'm just rubbing the oil excess off. I mean, it looks great from here, but oh, there's some chaff pattern on it. Oh wow, there's a lot of chaff on it. Well, that's pretty fantastic, Google. Anyway, let's just wipe the can off. Put on the infernal glasses. And this time around, I'm not going to even worry about the light. It's got its own light. I don't like using it. Okay, so that's much better. Not perfect, but much better. Still a few little pits in there. Quite an involving stone, to be honest. So you can see the chaff pattern in there. It's so gorgeous. We are the Borg. Hopefully a minute or two here will fix it all up now. It's taken way longer than I expected. That's why the birds were getting a bit antsy, because they're like, well, he's usually in by now. We're like 2:35 and we've probably spent about 45 minutes just on this one opal. Having said that, if there was an opal to spend that kind of time on, it's this one. And now I'm going to crack out the heavy artillery. First things first, let's just dunk it in some water to keep it nice and cool. Don't tell anyone I did this. Cool it down. Let's reverse it. Whoops, too hot. Quickly now. Oh well, too bad. I'll have to re-dop it. There's a certain amount of risk associated with doing that technique, but I was realising that it just wasn't giving me the results I was hoping for, and so I thought, well, let's just do it that way. Sometimes it happens that way. Sometimes, like, that method is not for every opal, because it's got to be perfectly centered. It's got to be at a certain stage of polish, and it's certainly got to not get too hot. You saw how I tried pretty hard to keep it from overheating, and still it popped straight off. Right, so let's see what it looks like now. Opal grabber. Now, where is the infernal machine? Here we go. Turn the light on because can't be bothered anymore. That flickering is Yeah, do not adjust your set. It is flickering, that's why I don't like this light. That is much better, but there's still pits in it. So I think that it's something to do with the nature of the opal as well. I think this particular opal is a quite interesting type. So let's just have a look at it under magnification. We'll turn this off, turn those off. So that's certainly not the last of the polishing that's happened with those opals. But let's have a quick look at it. In we go. Air conditioner. Beautiful little unit. Oh, mango on the table. Don't see that every day. So let's have a look at this guy under ordinary lights, so to speak. Not bad. Where have we gone? You can see there's definitely still some work that needs to be done on it. But you can see why I'm really trying to get so much effort done onto that opal. It's just absolutely gorgeous. So there we go. That's the opal done for the time being. I'll redop it at a later time. We're going to finish the stream very soon, but before we do, say hello to my little friend. Hello, little friend. What are you eating? Just sprayed me with stuff. Boy, I'm tired. Sorry. Alright, we'll let you have a fly around later, okay? Now, the air conditioners are on at the moment, and that means that I have an open doorway, so I'm not letting the birds out. They're relatively trustworthy, so if they accidentally escape or something like that, it's no big deal, but if, especially Loki, escaped in the wild, she wouldn't necessarily know how to get back, and that would be a death sentence for her. So we don't do that. Okay, come in. Come on. Good bird. I know it's not exactly what you wanted. He definitely wants to get out and have a bit of a fly. What I might do is we'll see if you like a bit of a spray. Do you want to see if you like a spray down? All right. Where is my equipment for spray down? Here we go. How much water's in here? A bit. Now, hopefully they like it. Sometimes if you find something they like and you do it for them, they don't like it the second time and you don't notice until it's too late. So Loki sometimes likes and sometimes dislikes. I'm trying not to traumatise her. So Loki, here we go. Do you want to try this? Not looking like she's loving it. Do you want to try again? Are you liking it or not? Do you want to try again? Hang on. Duh. I think I'm getting wetter than she is. She's reacting a little bit timidly. Hang on. If I go a bit, or if I adjust the stream, I'm just trying to adjust the stream so you'll like it. No, that's a different one. Try here. How about that? Is that better? I think she's liking that. Really? Not exactly what I was hoping for. Yeah, she is liking it. She's got to get... She'll have to fluff up, though. There it is. Fluffing up a bit. Yeah, you're liking it. You're liking it. Right, let's see if Max likes it. It's been a hot day, and they do need to have a bath every now and then. What do you reckon, Max? What do you think? You don't want it? I'm not sure either of them like that. Let's try again. Because it's important to give them a bit of a bath every now and then. Come on, surely you like it. You gotta like it. Yeah, come on, you know what you like. Come on, you like it, don't you? Huh? He's trying to say he hates it, but look at him. He's starting to fluff up a bit. Okay, I'll stop and give it to Loki. Over there. Yeah, look at that. It's just a case of... It's how you... Look at that, she's fluffing up. There you go. That's it. Yeah. There you go. Look at that. There you go. Nice little bathy shower. Do you want to have a try? We'll try it from a longer distance. I think that's it. You've got to get the flow exactly right. What do you think? He's not looking exactly impressed. You don't like it? Okay, what about you, Loki? Yeah, Loki likes it. Come on, Max, you're going to like it. Come on, please like it. Like it, please. He's not hating it. Yeah, I saw him do it. Come on, you know you want to. I think he's just being stubborn. Come on, you like it. You sure you don't like it? I think he does like it. He's giving me the hiss, but I think he likes it. If he cowers too much, I'm going to stop it, but he seems to be okay. Step back a bit. How's that? And that's it, we're out of water. Oh, well, I'll try and get the mixture right. If we get the mixture right, they will enjoy it. If I don't, then they're going to find it to be a somewhat tedious experience, which is a shame because it's quite hot. Be nice to give them a bit of a reprieve. There you go. Okay. One last thing to do to say goodbye to Pony. Hello there, Pony. Discovered that Pony likes mango. And I changed this flooring about, I don't know, well, before we started the stream. Yes, come here. Come here. Yes, come here. There we go. All right, I think that'll about do us. I'm exhausted from all of that. To quote Aussie man, here's me face. If you liked what you saw, just don't forget to like and subscribe on the way out. I had a great time. It was exhausting, but I had a great time. I hope you did too. Have a lovely day, everybody, and hooroo. Dr. Phil out.